welcome you all on this in this course. It is about India's economy. We will be talking about the India's economy in particular. So, the idea about this course came up in my mind because we find that lot of time we have students asking for the understanding about India's economy, how India's economy is doing, and what are the issues that we should be talking about. So, I thought we should be having a course in NPTEL course on India's economy with contemporary perspective, and in this course we will be basically looking at how we have progressed so far and how we have reached at this stage in which we are right now, and how India is doing far better than rest of the countries. We are part of now elite league of economies where we have our own the standing in terms of one of the fastest growing economies. We have progressed well on the services sector front, and we are trying to make effort to make manufacturing and agriculture also better. But if you look at the history, then it becomes really interesting to study. Most of the time I find that economics students lose interest in understanding India's economy because they always complain that the course becomes very boring. But I will try to make it interesting with the balance of both the historical perspective plus the contemporary context, that how we can think about understanding India's economy in a more comprehensive manner. The idea is that we will be first looking at the historical perspective, that how we have done, what were the models after independence till we reach the phase where we started having the liberalization process, wherein we introduced certain measures which helped us revive the economy, not only in terms of domestically driven economy but also externally, wherein we had access to a lot of institutions wherein we became the members, and then that helped us to not only drive the economy but also helped us to enrich ourselves with lot of external experiences that one should be doing. Now, apart from this, we will also have certain scenarios after liberalization process. We will try to understand that when we say that the liberalization process started after 1992, then it should be at least be examined that what was the actual date. So, when we started looking at liberalization process. Then when we have a post 2000 development, when we were doing extremely well in terms of not only in terms of high economic growth, but also in terms of social equity. So, in the beginning it was that we should be self reliant, and then we started thinking about having the rapid economic growth, and then after that we realized that we should have a social equity also. So, we started giving preference to everyone in our society, and that also led to the impetus to the what we have a high growth trajectory that we say. Now, post 2000 we also had experienced certain shocks. We also had ups and downs in the economy, and by 2014-15 we started experiencing the positive and negative side of those policy measures. Now, if you look into the scenarios post 2015, then you find that we have experienced enormous changes in the economy. We are not just doing well in terms of certain sectors, but there is a whole lot of effort to revive the overall economy. And also we are also have to examine that we have gone through certain developments that were not very favorable for our economy. So, what happened to that? I can give you examples that we after 2015, when we were having certain troubles in the banking sector, then we had a shock of demonetization. Then again we also started having a new tax structure, indirect tax structure, and then after that when we had the banking crisis not trying to calm down, then we had to introduce certain new measures like insolvency and bankruptcy code, and that further led to the whole lot of debate and discussion on how to sustain the high economic growth of India's economy. Now, in this course we will be not just going through certain textbook, but we will be also referring some government documents, for example economic survey, it is one of the best sources to refer for this course. And we will be also trying to understand that how we can make it more, I would say, more interesting in terms of not only understanding the basic tenets of the India's economy, but we should be able to analyze in the current context. So, I will try to make it more lively from the perspective of how we can connect ourselves with the recent developments. At the end, we will be having an overall picture of India's economy. So, once we have idea about what was happening in 1970s, 1980s, so we call it as pre 1990s. Then we have a post 1990 scenario, then we are into the post 2000 periods, and then again we are talking about the current developments. So, this course is all about this. This course will be extremely useful for those who are in their bachelor's degree of economics, masters, and those who are going for civil services examination. So, this course is going to be, or even for the banking services, those who are going to prepare for competitive examinations, because in Indian economy is one course that even we as an ACATS in economics, we feel that there is some disconnect between mainstream economics and India's economy. So, we should be trying to link it with all those dimensions, and we will have the proper scenarios to understand that. Thank you so much.